So for today's video, we will be taking a look at the new recently released minigame known as Guardians of the Rift. This is a rune crafting minigame and I am very excited to jump into this because this should make rune crafting a bit easier for those of you that don't already have it at 99. Now I did wait until they buffed the rewards a little bit. Since then, they have buffed the rate at which you get the Abyssal Pearls by 15%, so it makes it a bit easier to get some of the pieces of the new rune crafting outfit. Now as for the gear setup, when you first start out, you'll be wanting to wear graceful, except for the top piece. For the top slot, you want to wear your Varrock armor, since that will help with mining. Something that will also help with mining is the Celestial Ring or Celestial Signet. As for the pickaxe, bring the best one that you can, but do keep in mind that if you decide to bring the Crystal Pickaxe, you are using its charges here. Now, as you play the minigame, you'll be rewarded with various items. Some of these items will actually replace some of the pieces that you're wearing right now. For instance, the runecrafting outfit will replace your graceful as you unlock the pieces. There's also an item called the Abyssal Lantern, which will give you various buffs within the minigame, depending on what logs you want to use on them. And there is also an item known as the Abyssal Needle, which combines all of your rune pouches into one colossal pouch, which is very, very helpful. As you can see, we got pretty lucky and got it very early on. Now, as for the method on how I played this minigame, I started off in the East Mine, not before grabbing a weak cell and 10 uncharged cells. I mined until I hit about 150 essence fragments. And then once I had those, I made my way over to the workbench to make a full inventory of essence. I didn't fill up my pouches at this time because once it was full, I went straight to the altars, placed my weak cell, and then waited for one of the altars to open up. Once they opened up, I chose one of the altars, I crafted my essence into the energy that I needed, and then I went straight back to the main area, gave it to the Guardian, and placed the other cell that I had just made in one of the shield slots. Once I was done with that, there was usually a portal open, so I would take that to the West Mine and mine until my rune pouches were filled up and my inventory was filled up with essence. I would then exit the portal, head to one of the altars to craft the necessary runes and energy, exit, give the Great Guardian the essence that I had crafted, and place yet another shield cell at one of the barriers nearby. I would then start using some of the essence fragments that I had mined from earlier to make a full inventory of essence and fill up my pouches as well. And that was pretty much the entire process. I would just alternate between using the portals and using the essence in my inventory to craft at the workbench. If there was any downtime where I wasn't using the workbench and no portals were opened, I would use that time to go to an altar and charge up more cells for the shields that are around the Great Guardian, making sure that I prioritize the ones with the least amount of health. Now once again, this is just a method that I used. It might not work exactly the same for you depending on what levels you have on your account, but it's fairly the same process. Now on average, I'd say I was getting about 9 points per game once I had the Colossal Pouch. The least amount I would get per game would be 8, and the most that I would get would be 11. I guess it was a good thing that I did wait because they did raise the amount of energy that you can cap at within the game. Before it used to be 1000 for both the elemental and catalytic combined, but now it is up to 1200, which allows you to get up to 12 points per game, which I don't think I ever hit, but it definitely is possible if you manage to catch a portal at the end of one of your games and you start from that essence mine. Now onto some of the rewards that I got. As you can see here, I did get the Abyssal Needle early on, which greatly helped with points. Now besides that, I was hoping to get the Abyssal Lantern early on as well, so we can take advantage of some of the buffs that it gives. And besides that, I think Abyssal Pearls were probably the next big thing that I wanted because that is what lets us unlock the outfit. Now, someone early on was saying that they had 100 KC and didn't have enough points for even one piece, which is crazy. I don't know if they're just getting very little points or if they're just very unlucky with the Abyssal Pearls, but it didn't take that many games before we could unlock our first piece. And I did choose the boots for the first piece because each piece does give 10% chance of giving you more runes whenever you craft, and the boots are the cheaper out of all 4 pieces. It is important to note though that once you have the entire outfit, instead of 40%, it's actually a 60% set bonus chance that you get for crafting more runes. So not only is this a huge buff to rune crafting in general, but it actually helps out with diaries as well. If you take a look at the OSRS wiki, they show you some of the extra rune mechanics that work out with this outfit. And for the Elite Falador diary, normally you would need level 88 rune crafting to craft 252 air runes, but with the outfit you only need level 55 rune crafting, which is a huge difference in terms of completing this diary. So not only is this game more fun than traditional rune crafting, but it provides a huge buff between the outfit and the colossal pouch. Every rune crafting method, every traditional rune crafting method has been buffed essentially, which is kind of crazy. After this video, I might have to try out rune crafting moneymakers once again to see how they've been affected with all of these changes. And I also want to take a look at the new blood altar that we have access to. But getting back to the minigame, as you play the game, you might be tempted to check your rewards after every game, which is totally possible. You do have enough time to complete a game, search your rewards, and get back into the minigame. But every time I tried that in the beginning, I would sometimes be locked out of the minigame and I'd have to wait until it was finished. That was even with spam clicking the door. If there's a lot of people spam clicking, there is a chance that you won't be able to get back in. So after those first few attempts of doing that, I just decided to stay in the minigame until I had 50 points for both elemental and catalytic so that I can get 50 rewards from the reward rift. Now, this did make it more exciting for loot because I got to see a lot more loot at once, and I did get to take a break once I did that since I'd have to wait for the next game anyways. But ideally, you might want to search every game on the off chance that you'll get the Abyssal Lantern or the Abyssal Needle early on, because the earlier you get it, the more it'll help you out in this minigame on your big grind to the outfit. There's also an option to buy a transmog for your runecrafting pet, which is very expensive, so those items would definitely help out with that as well. And not only is there a transmog for an existing pet already, but this minigame does have a new pet of its own, and I must say it is very unique looking. I'd say it's about 50-50 on people's reactions towards it. Some people love it, some people hate it. Me, I don't exactly love or hate it, but I will admit it is unique. But yeah, that is pretty much it for the video. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and maybe even subscribe to the channel. I just want to say thanks to all of my channel members, with a special thanks to ACR Beans. Once again, thanks for watching, and as always, I will catch you guys in the next episode.